So this is a speech really that's been writing itself for the better part of the last 30 years, 27 some odd years. The challenge, of course, is summing that all up in a 5 to 7 minute speech. So I figure there's no better place to start than the beginning. Scott and I first met playing Little League around 7 years old, second grade, around 1980, roughly. But that's not really where we became best friends. That started, let's fast forward a couple of years now, 1984. The scene is Bridge Lanes in Whitestone, New York. Yes, we bowled as 9-year-olds. I don't know why my mom is here if you want to ask her. So there I was, my corduroy pants, my plaid button-down shirt that by that point was no doubt hanging out of my pants. My disheveled hair, and so I'm standing there. Van Halen happened to be playing on the radio, Jump, if anybody's curious. And that's when I saw him. He was playing Star Wars, the video game. You guys remember that video game? So there was no doubt in my mind it was him. Acid wash jeans, just maybe a little too tight. Pulled up just a little too high. His hair laying perfectly across his forehead. Yep, hair. I said hair. So I worked up all the courage that this chubby little Jewish kid could get up. And I said, "You're Michael Werthman, right?" Well, it wasn't Michael Werthman. But somehow he forgave me, got over it. Wasn't exactly a compliment, by the way. And from there, we wound up going to the same Hebrew school, and that's when our sarcasm and chemistry really took off. From there, we went to countless Met games, Little League again, junior high, stickball, birthday parties, sleepovers, where we found Billy Joel in common, Nintendo, junior high. I mean, we were inseparable. That's where we became good buds. So I'd like you to fast forward a bit. 1995. Scott's just graduated from Syracuse University, and he moved back home to find a job. Yeah, he knows where this is going. Now, many of you don't know this, but even at the time, Scott had a dream. A dream to one day join a large retail trade association, tell you and I how much we should spend on holiday shopping, and have no personal life between Thanksgiving and New Year's. Well, I was going to do my job to make that dream come true. I did that by getting him a job interview at the bank I worked at. It was an opening for a customer service rep, and I figured, good way to get started, good pay, get to work with his bud, right? So I told my boss I had this friend, it's great, just graduated college, had a great personality, comes in, they loved him, sent him to corporate in Lower Manhattan, go through the interview process. About a week later, my boss comes to me and he says, "We can't hire your friend Scott. He failed the test." I said, "What? He failed the test? I, who didn't get a Regents diploma in math, passed the test? This guy, AP Calculus, failed the test? Not the math part. Are you ready? Scott Brian Krugman. This Scott Brian Krugman, NRF folks, I hope you're listening, failed the character portion. Now, my memory's a little fuzzy. It was almost 15 years ago. And I believe the question that did him in the question that did him in was, if you had the chance to steal $10,000 and nobody would find out about it, would you do it? Now, I'm not going to tell you how he answered, but Nat West didn't like it very much. So looking back, now we can laugh. No, I laughed back then too, actually. It's kind of silly, really, if you know Scott. It's a little bit ridiculous. Oddly enough, Nat West eventually became Bank of America, which eventually hired him later to do PR. Scott got the last laugh as usual. But he was really upset by this, and it fired him up. He got a great internship down here in D.C., packed up his car with my Star Wars VHS tape in his VCR TV combo thing, that he conveniently couldn't get out of the trunk. I still don't think I got that tape back. So Evan, you keep that Batman tape. So he really moved to DC with literally nothing, started a career in the only field that somebody could excel in who failed the character test, PR. So all I'm saying is if I don't get Scott the interview, maybe he never moves to DC, maybe he never goes to work for NRF, maybe he never meets Robin. You're welcome. In all seriousness, he started with nothing, literally nothing, an internship, 3-month internship, and now we see him on TV, we see his name in print, we hear his voice on the radio, telling us how much we should spend on Christmas shopping. It's actually really impressive, and I'm proud of you. So it's rare that you get up here and you get the chance to thank someone in front of so many people for being such a huge part of your life. Scott, you've been so much to me over the years, buddy. There are very few moments of my life that were important that you missed. You've been there to offer advice at school, life, work. You helped mentor me in my association career. I believe I am where I am now because of your advice and your mentorship. You've been a friend, a mentor, and a brother, and I love you. Robin. So Robin, I remember when Scott first told me about you. Immediately after the day, he called me and told me what a great time you had. He was just beaming. What a great sense of humor you had, and how you were a triathlete, and gourmet cook, and stunning smiles, and you were intelligent. All I could think of was, that's awesome, but did you have anything in common? So Robin, you truly accept him for who he is, balance him, humble him like no one I've ever seen, and you make him happier than I've ever seen. I've gotten to know you a bit over the past couple of years, and I have to say, Scott, you could not have chosen anyone better to spend the rest of our lives with. You seriously are, and I won't go on much longer. Almost done. You seriously are one of the most genuine, warm people I know. You always welcome us to your home when we come over. You're an excellent cook, and I know excellent cooks. I actually remember the first meal you cooked for us. I actually wanted Scott to engage right there. And I remember when he told me he was going to buy the ring. There's always that small, selfish part of anybody. That while you're glad your friend is happy, and that's important, you also want to like the person a little too. And I didn't just like you, I fell in love with you. So I'm really glad.
Hey, yo!
Hey! All of our families. Really and I don't have any advice for you. I've only been married 5 years. I won't pretend to know all that much. But there really, truly is no greater happiness than we go home at the end of every day knowing that there's someone waiting to hear that key turn at the other side of that door. It's really awesome. So even though there might have been some times when Scott thought days like this were kind of far away, what he didn't realize all along was he was just waiting for you. So please, raise your glasses with me. To Robin and Scott, their new awesome life together, L'chaim.
Bing, ding, 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 ding.
Let's have a hand for Evan and Robin.